My name is Ginger Baker, and I'm the Customer Relations Manager and Director of Front-End Operations for Waterloo Gardens. Today, I am here to show you how to start planting your seeds indoors, show you what to do with them once they have sprouted, and just how easy it is to do. First, find an appropriate workplace and all the tools necessary to do the seed starting at your fingertips. One of the first things you will need is a seed starting tray. Be sure that your seed starting tray has a humidity tray in it to keep the soil moist and a lid dome to keep the humidity in until the seeds begin to sprout. Also, you will need seed potting mix, heating pad, which aids in germination, grow lights or a UV light, which provides additional light. You'll need peat pots, a mister, of course watering cans, rulers and pens to do your marking, and of course the plant label markers. Now we will determine the seeds that we want to plant. Here at Waterloo Gardens you will find a full selection of botanical interest, burpee seeds, and organic seeds. On the back of each seed packet you will find the information needed to know when to start that seed. Now that you know when to start your seeds, you need to determine the last frost date. Here in southeastern Pennsylvania, it's usually around May 15th. So from that date, count backwards to the time needed for days of germination of the seeds that you are planting. Plants grown indoors too long are very apt to become crowded, leggy, and weak. A good start for seeds for the beginners are tomatoes, peppers, cauliflower, basically leafy crops. All root crops should be started outdoors. Now we are going to start the seed starting. I think this is the best tray for beginners. Make sure that each one is placed inside its little holder. The next thing we're going to do here is to place warm water on top of each of the pellets. The warm water is used for the pellets to expand. The next step is to gently pull back the netting on the top if it hasn't expanded large enough. Then we are going to roughen up the soil and fluff it up and make it level to plant our seeds. Now that we're at the end of the fluffing of the peat and ensuring that the netting is open wide enough to plant our seeds, we'll now plan on the seeds that we will start with. Okay, now we filled the mini seed starter with our sweet bell peppers. And then go to each one of your pellet pots and drop 2 to 3 seeds in each pellet pot. Now that all the seeds have been placed in the pellets, the next thing we want to do is just very lightly cover over the seeds with a little bit of peat. Our next step is to make sure that the reservoir is filled with some warm water underneath to keep the peat pellets moist. But the next thing you want to make sure that you do is that you label the seeds that you've planted and date them. And place it inside where you will remember either that you've started or ended. And then we're going to cover it over with its dome lid. This will keep the moisture and the humidity in there for the germination process to begin. Now that we've completed sowing our seeds and placing the dome lid on top of it, you're going to want to take your seed tray and place it in a warm location and away from direct sunlight. In about 7 to 10 days, you'll see some of the seeds starting to sprout. When you see the first seedling sprout, you want to open your dome lid and just tilt it a bit. If you see your seed pellets starting to brown out, the peat moss browning out lightly, you'll want to water. You can either use your spray bottle or a watering can. Once the seeds have all sprouted, you will remove the dome lid from the tray and move the tray to a sunny location where it will get at least 6 to 8 hours of sun per day. Eventually, some of your seedlings and tiny plants will get a little larger for this tray, and it will be time to transplant them. It's perfect to have some extra Jiffy peat pots available that you can transplant your seeds into to give them, the roots, a better chance to grow and spread. Once the weather has reached an approximate 60 degrees or better outdoors, it's time to harden off your plants. This is a process where you get the plants used to the great outdoors. So every day when the weather is nice, you take your plants out and place them in the seed tray in a shady area, and be sure to bring them in the evening. It will still be too cold. In a couple of days or a week, introduce the seedlings in the tiny plants to some sunlight and gradually give them more sunlight on a daily basis. In a good 2 weeks, possibly 3 depending on the weather, it will be time to plant your seedlings outdoors in their permanent location. Be sure to plant them in prepared garden soil. Good luck and happy growing.